So, all the dear medicos, very good evening. We are having Dr. Amruth with us, ranked 121 in the last INICET. So, beta, best wishes, big congrats for this
Thank you
awesome
so much.
achievement. How you are feeling now, beta,
Thank you
after
so much.
1 to 1?
Sir, I'm actually feeling very happy because this is my fourth INICET attempt. So my past three attempts, I'd gotten 1,200, then 1,000, then 700. I was in the very same range, and now I've gotten 121. I felt really happy. So
That's
it's
great, beta. That's great. Congratulations to you, your family for this achievement. And we will be using this platform, beta, like to share your success journey. How you start, beta, but when you joined DAMS and what was your, like, how the whole success journey?
Sir, actually, I joined AMS in my second year, sir, pre-foundation batch. So initially, DAMS they come to my college and they held a lecture session offline, and it was so absolutely amazing. And that the next week I just went and I just enrolled. That point, I didn't even know what coaching for post graduation was. But yeah, I enrolled in my second year, and once I started attending dance classes, I very much liked it because it was the face-to-face classes. I'm a person who prefers face-to-face classes rather than sitting in front of a device and learning, because my attention span, I don't know, if I start seeing a screen and start learning, it just wanders off here and there. So for me, face to face was very, very, very much helpful, sir. Probably I would say, if not for face to face classes or live sessions during COVID, I probably would not have even completed the entire syllabus on time. So second year I started. I finished all the second year subjects and almost half of third year subjects already in by second year. And third year I had finished. That there was COVID, sir. So very sad thing that a lot of face-to-face classes couldn't happen. But then there were online live classes, which were also helpful. So uh, every day of my COVID, it was just like morning. I used to attend college classes, and then evening there were dance sessions, and then they really built up a cycle. And by the end of third year, thanks to dams, that almost all my notes and resources were ready. So one thing that I would like to say is the notes were very crisp. So it was very easy to revise, and even for many of my prof exams, I kind of used DAMS materials. So third year onwards, I started using DAMS notes more in prof and towards solving MCQs. And fourth year, I already had all the materials ready, so it was very, very much useful. Instead of sitting and making notes and wasting time, I could focus more on my profs and also in revising notes. Then internship, one thing, yeah, sir, my fall, probably I could say, was during internship, because I could not stay in the same rhythm as I was in my final year. Things became very difficult, and I could not strategize properly. So the momentum that I had built up till fourth year, it actually started decreasing in internship. And
Any
then post
specific
intern,
any
sir,
specific cause for that? Any specific reason
sir, I
behind
could
that?
not. The internships, it was a little bit hectic, and I could not strategize balancing MCQ preparation and post graduation preparation and internship duty. I could have done it better that time. Then I again wanted to get back into rhythm. So dams, I took a TND course, sir. So I strategized properly. Like post internship, I took out all the notes. The good thing was I had a little bit of touch of the notes that I already had done. So revision was a little bit easy. And then with the DAMS TND course, it was very, very helpful. Because these TND sessions were recorded. So I used to begin my day by starting a TND session, and by afternoon, the TND session was done, and I would get back into reading that particular subject. So that built quite a momentum, and the TND explanations were very different from the usual notes explanation. One thing is DAMS makes sure that there is not much overlapping between different courses that they do, which is very useful, sir. Even the ENT TND that I saw, it was very different from notes. In fact, it helped me solving a lot of questions, and I started seeing questions in a very different perspective. Even you used to tell how examiner wants you to think. So that point of view, it was very useful when it came to TND. So before my INICT, I had 4 cycles of revision. So among
That's
that, one cycle was TND, and it was very helpful, sir.
Dr. Amrut, what I'm getting from you very nicely are in the last 5 minutes, you have given the, you can say, nutshell of this PG preparation, which happened with everyone. Like everyone listening to us, just concentrate on his success journey, what he's saying in the second year. The best thing you have done, you have completed half of the third year. It means you are running ahead of the your college. In third year, you make the final notes. If you remember, even in my ENT lecture, I highlight this point. Okay, the student who complete all the final year notes in the third year, he is going to win the match. So you did the best thing. Okay, you complete everything in the third year. So final year was only for the revision part and for prof exam. You will agree with me. In final year, we can't do anything other than prof. But the dip came in the internship, which was covered by TND beta. This is the only motive of test and discussion. But why am I highlighting these points? Because the motive of making test and discussion beta is every student have this type of dip. Beta up socho. Just do this type of imagination. If we give you the same question which we taught you in classroom, so you will not get the momentum. Do you agree with me? It
Yes,
will
sir.
be boring.
Definitely.
It will be very boring, na? Ki we are giving the same things which I am asking you in the class in the TND. Therefore, this is the mind. This is the, you can say, motive behind TND. Ki the students who are getting little bit, or everybody, it happens with everybody. Momentum comes down in the internship because internship, obviously, it is very difficult to handle both the things. So TND, what I am getting from your words, rank 1 to 1 is because of two things. One, you work hard in second year, third year. Second, you take all the TND papers very religiously. Beta. Very, very nice. But I am very happy with your feedback, what you are sharing, because it will help every student. Now, beta, let's continue. Any special moment of TND which was reflected in the examination hall this time, ranked 1 to 1?
Sir, almost like a lot of questions, like the questions that I used to solve in my MCQs, most of the times I used to forget. But once I solved the questions in TND with that, there were video explanations, so that stayed in my memory for a long period of time, sir. And there were a lot of questions this time. Urology. My first question itself was urology based question. The investigation of choice for the calculi, which all was already covered in the TND session, and also many of the even ENT questions and pharma questions, many of them were covered in TND. The thing is, rather than solving MCQ, which becomes monotony, this kind of approach had a little bit of different this thing, because with the video explanation, the amount of retention was a little bit better, so I could easily recall a few concepts or a few MCQs rather while solving the exam. So it was very useful, sir.
So, Dr. Amrut, like you got this rank 1 to 1. This success, you are telling me the last 4 INICT, you were not comfortable, you were not giving your best for. So, what was the different what you have done 30 to 40 days before this INICT? Any special strategy before the exam?
Sir, actually, usually how I used to study is before every INI, I used to make sure that I read all 19 subjects ka notes, and I made sure that I had already previously solved PYQs, and I had bookmarked a few difficult PYQs, and I used to do only those PYQs. And the last week, I used to I used to revise with my DBT, and INI PYTs, and I used to go ahead. But this time, my NEET result, I was a little bit disappointed with my NEET results, that I did not bother much when it came to revising the subjects. I actually did not revise it. I'll be honest, sir. I did not revise all the 19 subjects with full heart this time, because I had already done it, sir. Almost 5-6 times I've already done it this time. So I did not focus much on that, because I was a little bit disappointed with myself. But what I did was I solved all PYQs, sir. Like 5 to 6 years PYQs, I solved religiously this time, which I was only doing the bookmark PYQs before. But this time I focused more on the PYQs, and all around 6 years PYQs I've done, and the explanations of that, combined with whatever GTs I had taken, I reviewed those GTs as well, sir. So probably it played a very important part, I feel. And yeah, sir. And almost weekly once or weekly twice, I used to take GTs, just so that I could be in the rhythm. So in that sense, I would like to mention, especially with respect to the dams. This thing, sir. The tests, the GTs that DAMS gives, it is very good, sir, because the difficulty level of the GTs are such that even if a very difficult INI paper comes, also we'll be able to solve it with a cool head. So the quality of the questions in DAMS GTs are amazing, sir. So yeah, kudos to DAMS.
Thanks, beta, for giving these compliments. And now I will be asking you, like you appeared for last 3 to 4 INICT with NEET examination. Even your performance was not up to the mark, but you come back with this big success of 121. Now my question is, out of 19, which subject you feel should be given more focus? You should focus on which subject more? Like I'm preparing for next examination. What will be your advice?
Sir, like the usual norm is that we have to follow second year subjects for INICET, and for NEET we have to follow more of clinical subjects, sir. But what I feel is it is not very right to predict that these number of questions will come from a particular subject, because I feel that it is all integrated, sir. We should not focus on one single subject, and I've seen a lot of people do that. They just leave out medicine, they just leave out a few subjects. I feel every subject should be given equal representation, because we never know from which subject that exact question comes from. Because I'll tell you an experience that happened in my last INICET. There was one of the genes that were asked for this thing, sir. Peutz-Jeghers syndrome, or one of the genes that were asked, but it was not covered in my pathology lectures. But I went back to my DAMS notes; it was covered in surgery. So what I would like to say is, we just cannot predict from which subject the question is going to come, because medicine, all the 19 subjects are interlinked together, sir. There may be one point that I may not find in a particular subject that I may find in another subject. So what I would like to say is, make sure that you've read at least once and you've given importance to each and every question. Because what I can again say is, every time INICET is not of the same difficulty level. Sometimes you may get easy level of questions from pharmacology, but the next INI you make a difficult level of questions from pharmacology. So that can happen. So I feel predicting that a particular number of question comes from a particular subject and focusing more on the subject, I feel might not work. Like, it did not work for me, might work for some people, but I feel every subject should be given equal amount of this thing, sir, importance.
Very true. So better, like you mentioned DVT. What was the role of DVT those 5 days in your success journey?
So DVT, to be honest, DVT was not just helpful in those 5 days, sir. One special thing that I used to do was DAMS had the 3x speed viewing option. So what I used to do is, every week I used to give GT for the last probably 1 year, or probably 9 months. Every week I've given a GT, and what I've done is, probably Sunday morning, if I'm giving a GT, the whole of Saturday I've revised DVT, like alternate weeks. One Saturday I'll see the whole of DVT in 3x. So that will revise all my 19 subjects. and then
That's
I used to give GT, and then I used to analyze that GT also. So that would give another boost, another different form of revision for the 19 subjects. And next week, that the INI PYT session, which were also like very helpful, sir. That INI PYT session, which probably was around 45 hours. That also I used to see in the next Saturday, and then again I used to give a GT. So these two combinations I've done it for probably 6 months or 9 months, sir.
well,
So
that
probably I've revised DVT like 10 times, 9 times,
I will
just
I
because.
believe you have used our resources. The best best use is done by you only. That's great, yeah, and that is reflected in your success journey of this 121. If those students who are hesitating and who are saying no, sir, it is not possible to revise more than 2 or 3 times, they will take big motivation from you, beta. And the way you are explaining the things, awesome, beta. I'm confident whatever branch you are going to join, you will excel, beta. And you're planning for which branch, beta? Where which
Sir,
branch you want?
currently I'm interested in pediatrics, sir. I'm planning to take up pediatrics.
Great. You will reach great heights, beta. The way you are explaining the things now, and honestly, you have used our resources in such a nice way. It boosts up our confidence. Yeah, the students are using these things in such a nice way, so we should work more harder. And all the faculties listening to you will definitely work more hard in DVT, upcoming DVT. That's
Yes, sir.
great, beta. Sure. Coming and the last spell, beta. Any special message for your family because of whom you are sitting here with me?
Sir, definitely, sir. Family has played a very important role, sir. I'm from Mysore. I stayed and I studied in Bangalore. They took care of me as though as if I was in Mysore itself. So they made sure that they visited me every week or twice a week. They gave me that emotional support. My friends, everyone, sir, my seniors, my juniors, my roommate, and everybody, they've been a huge support. And one thing I would like to say, sir, DAMS, it has been holding my hand from my second year uh, till I finished 1 year after my internship, sir. It has been holding my hand. I'd like to thank everybody in DAMS. I'd like to give a special shout out to Dr. Siddharth Shekhar Mishra, sir, and you, sir, Sumer, sir, and then Deepthi ma'am, and then Sachin Arora, sir. All of you, you've been very good support pillars, and given me a lot of boost and strength. Also, the DAMS Bangalore team, also, sir, they've coordinated very well. And any special classes, any books, Mr. Nagraj, Miss Amy, and Arvind, sir, they've been a huge support, sir. A big shout out to them as well. So yeah, sir, I'd like to thank everybody in DAMS, and I'd like to thank everyone who's supported me.
Thanks, Beta. Thanks, Beta. The way you are showing gratitude, where you're explaining the things, Beta. Again, best wishes, and we are so confident that whatever branch you will join, you will be on the top. Best wishes, Beta. And thanks for coming on
Thank
the
you.
platform. I will try
Thank you
whenever
so much, sir.
I will meet you, Beta. Clear? Thank you.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Beta.